But guys, I have to take a hard left turn. Something's been on my heart, and I hate to do this at the end of the show, but something disturbing happened in Seattle. There was a lineman, Chad Wheeler, that put his hands on his girlfriend. And me and a Seattle Seahawk, I just felt like our show never shies away from these tough topics, and I don't want to right now. I know it's probably catching you guys off guard, but I didn't want to go 3 hours and not mention it. Domestic violence is a small reflection of the NFL. There's more good guys and bad guys, but it's also a reflection of society. And we oftentimes say there's no room in the game for that. We should just always say there's no room in society for that. I just hope that authorities in Seattle and the NFL handles this properly. I hate to do this at the end of the show, but...
What do you mean? I love you for doing this.
We went 3 hours and we didn't address it, and I just wanted to make sure that we talk about domestic violence because it is an issue.
It is the story we should be highlighting, and I love you for that.
We're about to make Chad Wheeler famous because he needs to be a face that everybody knows and sees how wrong, disrespectful, and how bad it is, period. Like the graphic nature of what we saw, the graphic nature of what's being reported, of his response to what he saw after he thought he had killed a woman, okay? That is why we need to put this on blast.
Lineman Chad Wheeler after he was arrested and formally charged with domestic violence following a disturbing incident during which he allegedly strangled his live-in girlfriend. The team released a statement that read in part, quote, "The Seahawks are saddened by the details emerging against Chad Wheeler and strongly condemn this act of domestic violence. Our thoughts and support are with the victim. Chad is a free agent and no longer with the team." So
acceptable. And that's the problem that I have, Skip, is that seems that when our counterparts, our white counterparts, do something, we got to tell you a reason why. When Dylan Ruth went in that church in Charleston, South Carolina, well, you have to understand his upbringing. You have to understand this. There's always a caveat to why, instead of maybe he was just a bad person. Now, I'm not saying Chad Wheeler's a bad person. I don't know Chad Wheeler. And I think that might have something to do, Skip, why this thing didn't get the leg that it got earlier. Because if I'm not mistaken, this happened Saturday. And it didn't come to my attention until yesterday during the show.
Has been the Texans' Deshaun Watson demanding a trade, but I would argue right now that I have a more important story that we need to share with you and report. Former Seahawks backup offensive lineman Chad Wheeler, formally charged Wednesday after his arrest for felony assault domestic violence. The details, I just want everyone to know at home, are very disturbing. Let me share those with you. Police say...
What's the motherfucking deal? It's your boy, Mike D, and you are tuning into Straight Outta Poverty Radio Network. And I'm coming at you with a rant, a blog, whatever you want to call it. I want to talk about, y'all heard the intro. I want to talk about interracial dating, marriage, whatever. And I want to talk about interracial dating, marriage, and how interracial relationships are not all they cracked up to be. We really need each other as black people in our community. We need to be together. We need to have families. We need to have mama and daddy in the house together on the same page, same team, raising the children together. You know, I understand that we love who we love and love is blind and all that bullshit.
Tonight?
I get it. I get that we, you know. One second here. I get the fact that, you know, we love who we love and we fall in love with whoever we fall in love with, so they love to say. But my thing is, why are black men being demonized as these violent, hypersexual, toxic masculine people? Why are we being labeled that? And every time a white guy does something similar, white people murder, they run from the police, they get domestic violence, but it's always a caveat. It's always an excuse. Oh, mental illness. Oh, you know. And black women all the time are coming out saying how their white boyfriends called them nigger, how their white boyfriend disrespected them, spit on them, treated them like slave girls. And never do you have a divest from interracial marriage Twitter. Where's that Twitter? Divest from interracial marriage Twitter. Where's that Twitter at? All we get is a bunch of black male hate in exchange for zaddy worship and attractive black women who I know they could have dated black men. Obviously, they could have dated black men. Get away from me with that. Oh, they couldn't have dated black men stuff. Black men didn't want these women stuff. That's bullshit. You could have dated black men. This woman is dating this Viking looking motherfucker. He's 6'7", 300 pounds, so he's fat. I don't know what she looks like. She looked pretty in her pictures. Why are you with this white boy? You would never be with a black man unless he was in the NFL the size and ugliness of a Chad Wheeler. This Chad Wheeler motherfucker is an ugly motherfucker. Now, why is an attractive black woman, she looked attractive in her pictures, why is an attractive black woman with this white boy? You know, it lets you know that these women are not, they have an issue with black men. And I don't know her background. I don't know what her social media was before this incident. But when swirling goes wrong, when Zaddy flips, they expect black men to step up and say, get off that sister. And a lot of NFL players are stepping up because it is a sister. I get that part. But come on, bruh. This woman turned her back on black men as far as we know. She's with a Brad. Motherfucker named Chad. Close to Brad. You know? So why should we as black men be required to defend this woman? Why should we be required to stand up for her when she turned her back on black men? There are 20 million black men in America, and you couldn't find one? You couldn't get a black offensive lineman? You're going to get a fat black offensive lineman? Why not get him? Why are you with this white boy? I'm quite sure she has some great excuses. I went to school with all white people, and all white people are bad. He just made a mistake. I made him mad. I spilled grits on the floor. Whatever she got to say, that's gonna be her excuse for him. I can't wait till she speak, because I know everybody wants to talk to her and see what she says. I'm willing to bet my $50 that she doesn't throw him under the bus. And I'm waiting for it to come out, her IG page or her Twitter page. I heard she was wearing a Martin Luther King shirt after the beating. Maybe it was after the beating. I'm not sure. That's hilarious if she did. But I want to know, was she a bad wench? Was she anti-black male? Is what I want to know. And if she was, did that mean she deserved it? No. But that does give me pause for my support, my energy, my tears for her. You know, it's bad when any woman gets beat. You know, I myself have domestic violence misdemeanor on my record. Me, myself, I did. I did hit a woman before. And one of the worst things I ever did in my life. You know, one of the worst things. That's the only thing on my record that I'm ashamed of, is that I hit a woman, you know, back in 2009. out of emotion. Not even about another dude, but it's just an argument that just blew out of proportion. But there were other underlying emotions and incidents that underlined the anger and the hostility that I had toward this woman. I blame her for a thing that I should have blamed myself for, like getting her pregnant. I blamed her. I felt like she tried to trap me, and I felt like I was upset that I can't believe I'm with this. I got this bitch pregnant. And I'm attached to this. I can't believe I'm attached to that. I was mad because she didn't get an abortion when I wanted her to. Now I'm glad that she didn't get the abortion, but I'm getting off topic. But I did put my hands on a woman before. I have, and it's not anything that I'm proud of. But that woman wasn't curled up in the corner baking cookies, and I came in my drunken rage and jumped on her. She played a part in it too. Not to blame the victim, because I know the comments will go crazy with women who hear this and say, "Oh, you blame the victim." No, I'm not blaming the victim, but she wasn't innocent. Actually, she hit me first. She wrote that she hit me first in the police report. My lawyer advised me not to try to take it to trial, but she actually literally wrote in her report that she hit me first. They didn't care. That didn't matter. So we got to be careful with that. Demonizing men always, because all these women aren't knitting at home, cooking at home, and aren't great mothers. Some of these women are hard. They're gangsters, and it's men's fault for dealing with these type of women because the sex comes easier. You don't have to do a lot for these type of women. The women that'll fight you, the women that'll swing on you, the women that'll buck up at you and try to fight you as a man are women that you shouldn't even be dealing with in the first place. Especially if you're a good guy. You know, sometimes good guys, we get caught up in messing with these hood rats, kind of like good girls get caught up messing with these thugs. We get caught up in it as good guys, and we date women that we shouldn't even be. It's like mixing oil with oil and water. You know, if you're a guy, you're no pussy, but you're just a nice, good guy, and this woman takes you for a pussy, and then you raise up when she's raising up, and she's not thinking you gonna be that type of dude, but really it's in you, but you just know how to conduct yourself. You know, now you look like a bad guy, but you shouldn't even be messing with that girl in the first place. I'm not saying Chad Wheeler that's the problem. I think it's the other way around. I think the black woman shouldn't have been messing with this white guy. You know, there were probably a lot of red flags that she ignored because out of her low self-esteem or her desperation or her adulation for white skin, put her in a position where she didn't recognize the red flags. You know, a lot of brothers get in this too with white girls. They end up beating up a white girl and they get a lot of jail time or prison time for being in a relationship with a white girl when they thought white was better. Oh, she ain't gonna do this. She isn't gonna cheat on me. And when she does it, you flip, and now they throw the book at you because this is a white girl. This ain't no black girl you just beat up. So a lot of times that is the case. That is the case a lot. When you have this interracial dating, this interracial mixing. And my contention is also that I know a lot of black men are being accused of dating white girls, dating Becky. And it's true, a lot of black men do date out. Not a lot, but a lot of, black men are dating out. They are looking at white women different. White women are dating black men, but a lot of the black men that are dating white women are black men that black women won't even want anyway. Black women not checking for these guys that these white women don't want. Usually it's the lame, square, nerdy, boring guys that these white girls find value in because they look for different things in a man than black women do because of social engineering and cultural conditioning. Black women are looking for a nigga with a little street in him. He can't be too soft, girl. I need me a man that can stand up to me. I need me a man that can make me sit down. You know, all that. White girls are looking for somebody I want a nice guy. Not all. Nothing is all or always. I want a nice guy. Treats me well. Cute. You know, white women are looking for different things. And they're conditioned different. Their dad wasn't a thug. A lot of their uncles and cousins aren't thugs. Some of white girls do have thug brothers or white boys who do shit. But for the most part, in general, white girls coming from different types of backgrounds. But they don't value manhood as something that you have to be a thug to be a man. Manhood to them is paying bills, taking care of your family, loving your wife, loving your kids, being a great dad. That's manhood to a lot of white women because they grew up seeing that. Black women, they didn't grow up seeing that. They grew up thinking manhood is fighting, cussing, stabbing, shooting, selling drugs. You know, I'm not anti-selling drugs either, but that's for another podcast. But this is what black women tend to value in men. You know, the classic line I just said is he gotta have a little thug in him. There are memes, pages, posts of black women saying, I need thug loving, and in the comments, it's all, yeah, I need a thug, girl, I feel you. Woo, woo. Everybody, they cheering each other on about that thug shit. And then when thug shit go down, it's protect black women. You know, get the fuck out of here. But, yeah, black men are not the problem. And this interracial dating thing, a lot of the good black men are nice black guys, the boring black guys, that black women didn't want, ignored, but became successful with this white woman. Now they're looking at, oh, he's become successful now. Now they're saying, oh, he don't want black women. Oh, what about your mama? Bitch, my mama is the reason why I don't want y'all. My mama and my aunties and my sister is the reason why I don't want a black woman. Not me personally, but this is what these guys are saying. I don't want a hood rat. I don't want somebody who I got to fight and cuss and, you know, it's a struggle to love. A lot of black men don't want that. I don't want to have to pretend like I'm a thug. I don't want to have to be hard all the time. I don't want to have to dress a certain way or carry myself in a certain way for you to feel protected or safe. You know? A lot of black men know. So they go with white girls because white girls are more accepting of people for who they are. Black women want you to come in a box, in a typical type of box, usually a rapper, entertainer type of box. They want a guy that dresses like 2 Chainz, fights like the baby, and gives you whatever you like T.I. This is what they want, which is unrealistic and very. It leads to what they get in the end, what they complain about. It's going to lead to disappointment, no father in the home. It's going to lead to that type of thing. But this is what they chase after, thinking they can. Oh, once he wife me up, he'll calm down. I can get him out the streets. Listen, it's much easier to get a guy with high character and fix him up. Give him swag. Women can give a man swag. Most men have female stylists. It's easier to give a good guy, a man with character, high character, give him swag, fix him up, than it is to fix a guy with low character and high swag, high sex appeal, high attractiveness. Whatever you want to call it, his fly. It's easier to get a guy and fix him up than it is to get a guy who's so-called fly and try to fix his character. Because character is what it is. You can't fix that. Either you have it or you don't. You know, that's a growing process for most people. You can't, your love, most of the time, not all the time, nothing is all or always, but your love most of the time won't push him to be a better man. It'll push him to act like he's a better man. He can change his behavior, but it won't change who he is internally. All you're gonna do is get disappointed when you find out the truth. So we as black people, we have to understand that all this divesting and black men ain't this and black women ain't that. Yeah, it sounds good in the post, but it's not reality. We need each other. You gotta stop with the interracial dating as a form of upgrading. It's not an upgrade to be with a white boy. It's not an upgrade to be with this white woman. Either you love them or you don't. You know, and black men, stop marrying these white women and raising your kids as Americans, raising your kids as mixed. Stop raising your kids as we're just people. Stop with that bullshit. You know, if you're gonna be a black man dating outside your race, you raise your children as black. For lack of a better word, I know Dane Calloway, I know the information. But raise your children as black. Raise them, teach them their culture, teach them their history, teach them John Henry Clark, teach them Dr. Phil Valentine, teach them Dr. Joy DeGruy, teach them Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, teach them Dr. Ben. Teach the children that they're black. Teach them to be loyal to their people. Black man, if you're going to be with a white woman, if you're going to be with a white woman, teach your children that they're black. Culture them. Show them hidden colors. You know, show them the movie 13. Teach them about their place, their people, their ancestors' place in this society, and why they need to be successful in order to elevate or to escape or to rise above the roadblocks and walls that are put up before them in this country. That's what a black man is supposed to teach his children. If you're gonna be with a white woman. Now, on the other hand, when a black woman is with a white man, it's very difficult for that black woman to control what these kids learn, because the father is the head, especially when the home is white. Because white people still believe in patriarchy. They are not matriarchal in white community fully yet. So a white man still expects to run his household. Still expects he's going to raise his children as Americans, more likely. He knows they're not white, but he's not going to be playing Hidden Colors, and he's not going to be playing John Henry Clark. He's not going to be playing Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Minister Louis Farrakhan is not going to be played in that white man's house 9 times out of 10. 9.5 times out of 10. Even people like Nick Wright, who's supposed to be so liberal, he has a black wife. I guarantee you Khalid Muhammad ain't getting played in that house. He couldn't take it. It'll run the devil up out of there. He had to come up out of that house if you played Khalid Muhammad in there around Nick Wright. If she played that. So even though Nick Wright is a good dude, he seems cool, seems good natured. He doesn't seem like he has a racist prejudice bone in his body. But he's not going to raise his children pro-black. And this is something that we have to look at. Okay, every black man that's with a white woman is not a bed bug. He's not a coon. But what are you teaching your children, brother? Are you teaching your children to be black? Are you teaching them knowledge of self? Are you teaching them that they are black, to identify when they look in the mirror, you identify as black, and when anybody tell you that you're not black, you have the weapons, the intellectual weaponry to tell them how black you are? My daddy black, I'm black. Now, on the other hand, we talking about, and some people call this pseudo. A lot of brothers, and I don't know why brothers are talking like black women. Well, I do know why brothers are talking like black women. But a lot of brothers, they come at me for saying, man carries the seed. If your daddy black, you're black. Now, that's a lot of times attributed to Hebrew Israelite rhetoric. Hebrew Israelites, a lot of times, this is what they say. Man carries the seed, your father black, you're black. And I agree with that. And this guy gonna come at me in the comments, men don't carry a seed, we have sperm. I'm like, bro, you sound like a bitch right now. You sound like your mama, your grandma, your aunt, whoever raised you, your sister. Come on, bro. Sperm is seed. The woman has a seed, she has an egg. This nigga's called the egg a seed. Man, this is ridiculous, man. Our people calling it pseudo, trying to sound intelligent. Just don't have the knowledge, you don't have the research or the overstanding under your belt, brother. These probably young brothers coming at me, a man pushing 40, trying to tell me something. I've been conscious for 13 years. I've been studying consciousness for 13 years. I didn't just wake up off a Facebook meme. I didn't just wake up off some celebrity saying something on their post, which is what today, most people under 30, they woke up from Facebook posts and celebrity memes. They have very limited capacity for consciousness. They're not watching 2-hour, 3-hour lectures. They're not reading 300, 400, 600 page books. They're not doing the research. They're not doing the learning. My ideology has been updated time and time again since I become consciousness. Okay, I used to believe that, but now I have an understanding of that's not actually true. Add on to it. Build. Grow in your consciousness. You can't wake up off a Facebook meme and think, oh yeah, I got it all under control now. I know it all. No, that's not it. It's not gonna happen. And I wish our people, these guys come at me saying that men don't carry the seed, sperm is not a seed, it's sperm. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Man is God. Woman is earth. Man plants his seed in the earth, and what comes? Fruit. Woman is the fruit bearer. Man is the seed planter. God and earth. Shout out to the 5% nation of gods and earths. That's why they had the women covered 3/4. Because the earth is covered in 3/4 water. Come on, brothers. We have to be... Look, man. Stop following Twitter posts and do your own research. Cut off the Xbox, turn off the PlayStation, put down the Fire Stick, and start watching lectures, reading books of the forefathers of consciousness. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben Ashwakwezi, Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Even look at David Icke and listen to Alex Jones. Be well-rounded in what you know, so you won't come at people with funny, bunny, and dumb information. Ben Amin, shout out to the Hebrew Israelites. Minister Louis Farrakhan, shout out to the nation. Clarence X13, shout out to Gods and Earth. Go look at all of it. Don't just come at me telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. Sperm isn't a seed. Man, that's ridiculous. So man, I'm sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent. Man carries the seed, plants it in a woman. So if your daddy white, you white, in my opinion. Now you can still identify as black. Your skin will be melanated because of your mother. But to me, if your father's DNA and your father's upbringing, it's gonna make you lean more towards the mainstream amalgamation. It's gonna lead you to more towards being white-minded. You're gonna call yourself an American first, as opposed to your dad being black, and especially if he teaches you to be black, because usually the mom will follow the father. So the white mom will more than likely go along with what the black father is saying, just like the black mom will go along more likely with what white father is saying, because you married him. You're in agreement. No two can walk together unless they be in agreement. So once you marry somebody, you're in agreement. Or even dating long term with somebody, having children with somebody, you're in agreement. You're saying, okay, we're in agreement. That's what dating was for, to see if we're in agreement and should we move forward. But you meet somebody and you're fucking them in the first week or two, and you calling that dating. That's not dating. That's hookup. Okay, I'm getting off in another tangent. I'm going too long. It's almost 30 minutes. But what I just really wanted to say, I really wanted to go in on this. I'm gonna try to have somebody else come in and rebut some of the things that I'm saying here and get a conversation, a dialogue going. But interracial dating is not the answer to black people's problems. It's not the answer to black women in their weave and wigs and eyelashes and hood radish attitudes. It's not the answer to black men's thug behavior, drug dealing, running from responsibility, dodging responsibility, not raising their children. Interracial dating is not the answer to any of that. A lot of black men are dating interracially because black women want different things in men. You see, so few of the women want so few of the men. Even in the hood, everybody wants the thug heroes. So they got 4 and 5 baby mamas, while the good brother struggling to get one good woman. You know, the hood rat treating the good brother wrong. I had a story with my niece, and I'm gonna get off again. My niece wanted to date a thug over a good boy. My niece is in high school and already saying he doesn't have enough thug in him. We got a plane coming over. I live near the airport. Sorry about that. But yeah, my niece is saying he don't have enough thug in him in high school. So black women want different things in men than their counterparts, white women. They look for different things. And some white women, mostly the hood, the catch me outside type white women, they want thugs. They want hood black men. Planes and jets going over, a busy day today, North Florida. But they want thugs. They want hood guys. White women who think that hood shit, they baby mama, they have 4 and 5 kids. I have a homeboy who has a baby from a catch me outside white girl, and she has like 4 kids, 4 baby daddies, some shit like that. And she did him dirty. He was a good guy. She did him dirty and treated him bad. Made him into a fool, you know. I'm sorry. Made him into a fool. So white girls do it too, but typically, if you're talking about suburban raised white women, they just come up different. They're conditioned differently than black women. Even suburban black women have this hood mentality that they take on from the Cardi B's and the Nicki Minaj. Never been to the hood. Probably only access the hood through cousins or maybe through school. And they dating hood boys. Your daddy professional and you want hood niggas. So black women are looking for different things. And so a lot of black men, they go with white girls because they're just looking for quiet, nice, cooperative women. And our women are just conditioned differently. It's not bad or good. It's just our women are being conditioned differently. And we have to break the conditioning. Only knowledge of self can do that. To me, knowledge of self, consciousness, is the answer to a lot of black people's problems. Knowledge of self and consciousness is the answer. It would clear up a lot of the misunderstandings and a lot of the miscommunications that black people have would be eliminated if we were just on the same page for our consciousness. Whether you're Christian, Hebrew, Israelite, whatever, we should be on the same page as consciousness. We don't have to divest. We don't have to look outside. We need to look within and clean our own home. Raise our children with consciousness, with a knowledge of self. That way they don't grow up dysfunctional as people. Even if they're born into dysfunction, the way to combat that is through a knowledge of self, through consciousness, through teaching our children to be better than we were. Then you won't have these women with the attitudes. They won't want to wear blonde hair. They won't want to hide their faces. You know, they won't want that. You won't have black men who hate their mothers because their mothers gave them consciousness. And they will understand why it is so important to marry within the race. Why we can't allow the black race to be bleached out like they did in Brazil, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. Even some Haitians, they bleaching them out, making light skin the new white. We're being bleached out, and black people are continuing to help this with our dysfunctional ideologies, wanting babies with light eyes and straight hair, and come on, man. I'm a dark-skinned brother, and I know people keep saying dark-skinned brothers are in, but I don't see it. Especially with light-skinned people. Look at the Currys. It's almost like the Currys are intentionally keeping everything light. Even Doc Rivers' daughter is mixed. Doc Rivers' ex-wife was white woman. Doc Rivers' daughter is very light-skinned. Steph Curry's brother, they're not mixed, but there's some mixed shit going on with Dale and Steph's mom. They're very light-skinned people. Now, Steph goes to marry a super light-skinned woman, Aisha Curry. Seth goes and marries Doc Rivers' light-skinned daughter, mixed daughter, so they can have light babies. I don't know if that's the case, if that's the reason, but come on, it's like they don't want anything dark. It's a subconscious thing, or maybe it's a conscious thing, but dark, people don't want to be dark anymore. And in 10, 15 years, nobody in America will want to be dark. They're going to be an underclass just like Brazil and Puerto Rico, where the dark people are almost hidden under a rug. Dark people are almost hidden under a rug. You think Brazil is a bunch of light-skinned Latinas, when the Portuguese, for the most part, had Brazil. And those are mixed black people that you're seeing that look like light-skinned. They look like this. Maybe you think they're speaking Spanish, but they're speaking Portuguese. It's called bleaching. See, black is dominant. Melanin is dominant. Yes, black is dominant. But when you throw bleach on some black pants, what happens? It's stained. The pants are still black, but the pants are stained. Very important to understand that. And I taking this rant too long, but I just wanted to rant on interracial dating. This Chad Wheeler thing brought some things to the bubble to the surface in me, and I just wanted to let that out. Interracial dating is not the answer to black people's problems. Just because you go run to white zaddy doesn't mean that life won't happen to you. Anybody can jump on their wife. Chinese, black, white, Russian. Anybody can jump on their girl. Any couple can get into a fight where it escalates to where the woman hits the man across the head with a pot. or throws hot grits on them, hot water on them. You know, it's funny when a woman's doing it. But people are people, man. None of us is perfect. None of us is perfect. So all we can do is just apologize, try to make amends for our mistakes, and never let it happen again. You know, I did, like I said at the beginning, I hit a woman before in 2009. That was 10 years ago. I haven't hit a woman since. I didn't hit a woman before. Never hit a woman before then. You know, sometimes two people just shouldn't be together, and we are here acting dysfunctional, acting out of dysfunctionality, and we're getting these situations, we're putting ourselves in these situations and bringing the worst out of us, because everybody has bad in them. Certain situations, circumstances, words, things can bring that out of you, can trigger. Just like being an addict. Your parents are addicts. Yeah, you could be an addict, but that's not a guarantee that you're going to be an addict. But yeah, you could be an addict if your parents are addicts. And certain things in life could trigger you or lead you to being an addict if you try it. It could bring that out of you. So it's not, we got to stop making people bad and throwing people away. And we have to stop throwing each other away as black men and black women. We need each other. And in the 70s and the 60s, they knew that. Black people still knew they needed each other. But now the black women say we don't need no man, and we don't want no black man, and black men saying we don't want no sister because these sisters are crazy. So we have to make a change, because we're going down the road that's going to eliminate our race, or at least marginalize it to a degree to where we'll never get reparations, we'll never get out of the slavery that we're in. Think about your children's future. What kind of future do you want for your great-great-great-grandchildren? Do you really want an end to the black race? Do you really want to bleach out your culture, your history? We can't allow it. We just can't allow it, man. We got to do better. And I know this is a long rant. I know I went like 40 minutes. I hope y'all stuck with me. I hope a lot of y'all got something out of this. And you know, let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Interracial dating would not save us from our problems and issues in our community. Life will still happen when you run off with that white man, that Chinese woman, whatever. This sister thought she had a white boy. She thought she upgraded. I got a zaddy. You know, maybe I don't know. I can't wait till it comes out what she thought of. Did she have posts downgrading black men? But we as people have to look within each other, man. We are not our own worst enemy. We are the best friend that we won't recognize. Get out of individualistic mentality, black man, black woman. We, us, and our team. Consciousness, knowledge of self combined us together. We need it. We need one another. We need each other. For sure. And I think that's about it, man. I'm gonna leave it at that. And y'all let me know what's up in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Fuck with me. It's your boy Mike D. Straight out of Poverty Radio. Fuck with me. I love black women. I love black men. Pause. I love my people. Put nothing above the crew. Money over bitches. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, the fuck I am. Y'all whole ass niggas out there that don't have any honor or integrity, who ready to turn on your brothers in the streets, who ready to turn on your brother for a bitch, ready to turn on your brothers or your sisters for some white dollars. Fuck you. This is your boy Mike D, coming to you live from North Florida, straight out of Poverty Radio. Smoke some, bitch. We out. Divest from your mama, bitch.